It is the job and the duty of the United States government to rule and abide by one specific piece of paper. A piece of paper that has been forgotten by many of the past administrations, and a piece of paper that continues to be bastardized by the current administration in office today, the U.S. Constitution. And it clearly states in the opening paragraph of the U.S. Constitution that it is all about we the people. Nowhere does it say we the people of Mexico, or we the people of China, or Brazil, or Japan, or Uruguay, or Puerto Rico, etc., but we the people of the United States. And the Constitution goes further in saying that the United States government's role is to promote domestic tranquility. Well, how can we have domestic tranquility when we allow 800,000 illegal immigrants from Mexico to come into this country and work here undocumented? See, this is the most recent of the many erroneous and malicious decisions that the Obama administration continues to put on the American people. From the $750 billion bailout of Wall Street, when the American taxpayers asked for a handout, they got nothing. Unconstitutionally being forced to buy health insurance, to now this one, the worst decision of them all, letting illegal immigrants come onto our soil and work as they please. When it comes to bad decisions, this is the cream of the crop. And speaking of crops, I know the people watching are probably saying, RJ, don't we need these illegal immigrants to come here and perform the jobs like farm work, the jobs that the American people don't want to do? Well, last time I checked, the unemployment rate was at an all-time high. I've got tons of friends who would die for jobs like that. So no, it doesn't make sense. $30 billion. $30 billion is what it costs this country every year to support illegal immigration. To sacrifice saving $30 billion, I'll plant my own corn. People are probably saying, RJ, why do you care so much? Why is this a big deal? You're a pro wrestler. Why don't you wrestle and let the politicians do that kind of stuff? Well, in case you haven't noticed, the politicians aren't doing their job. Foreclosures are still up. Unemployment is still up. And this kind of stuff does not help at all. 800,000 more people makes my job extremely, extremely difficult. I care because when I go to a restaurant in San Antonio, Texas, I'm asked by my waitress if I speak Spanish. In my country, I speak English. I care because I'm sick of being told I have to buy health insurance, and I care because I'm sick of seeing a single one of my houses lose value. That is why RJ Brewer cares. But this doesn't mean I'm done being a professional wrestler. See, I've been a professional wrestler for 12 years. 12 years, but I've been a proud American for my whole damn life. And certain things take precedent over others. I could sell out to some corporation, be on TV every single week, and pretend to be something that I am. But no, that's not what I'm going to do. I am RJ Brewer. Securing the border, cleaning up Lucha Libre USA is my job, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So for the Magnos and the Supernovas, Lismar Jr., Blue Demon, if you think this weakness, this political stunt showed by the president is going to help your friends come in here and get jobs, you're sadly mistaken. Because I've been called a racist, I've been called a bigot, a nativist against the Mexican people. I've been labeled the next Derek Vineyard from American History X, for crying out loud, and none of that is true. But when my friends like Stevie Richards and Alan Funk and Petey Williams can't get callbacks from Lucha Libre USA because they're told they have the wrong complexion for that company, to me, that is the ultimate form of discrimination. I'm the only white guy in that company without a t-shirt, without an action figure. So you tell me who's being discriminated against. I refuse to be an immigrant and a minority in my own country. Enough is enough. But this is just a roadblock. This is a speed bump. A classic political stunt. But roadblocks eventually go away. Speed bumps eventually fade. Political stunts also fade. But what does not fade is my desire to keep my country clean. What will never fade is my mother's desire to keep Arizona clean. Russell Pierce, the great Sheriff Joe, their desire to crack down on the illegal immigrants and the crime in their state, that will never fade. Because in the end, the Supreme Court will have the final say. And as difficult as it is to have faith in this justice system, I think in the end, good will prevail. The Supreme Court will see it my way, will see it Arizona's way, and illegal immigration will not be allowed in this country ever again. And for those of you watching this who are delusional enough to think that the Obama administration and the government cares, that they care about illegal immigration and cleaning up this country, I'm going to read a passage right now from my mom, from Jan Brewer's book, Governor of Arizona. It's called Scorpions for Breakfast. This is a passage that proves that no way do they care about our well-being. I know now that the Obama administration was never interested in seeing whether SB 1070 could actually work as designed. Heck, maybe they were afraid it would work too well. I think they wanted to send a message to all the other states that were thinking about passing a similar law, as well as to the Hispanic voters in other states and to the world at large. After all, if enough states started enforcing federal immigration law, eventually the law would actually mean something, and I don't think they ever wanted that. So clearly, it's not in their best interest to keep this country clean. And speaking of books, Mr. Obama, if you happen to watch this, if you happen to have a little time off from any of your vacations, I read your book. I picked up a lot of interesting tidbits, including your dietary habits as a child. And in case you're wondering about this guy right here, this little man, Micah. This is a Border Patrol dog, but he's also my pet, and he is not on the menu. This is R.J. Brewer without a teleprompter, and I approve this message.